Here.
John?
Here.
Stephanie?
Here.
Travis?
Here.
And Nate's on vacation. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is public input. This is time and place for discussion items not already on the agenda with a time limit of 3 minutes each. All right. Public hearing for fiscal year 22 budget. Any motion to go into public hearing?
So moved.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Travis?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Sarah?
Aye.
Anybody any questions about it?
Yes, I'll go ahead and take this. I just wanted you guys to look at the report that Brandon should have put in front of you. It says approved budget report. You've all got that?
Yes.
We'll just go over a few items on here. I just wanted you guys to be aware of. Like I said before when we talked about this, if you go to the back page, expenditures extremely exceed the revenues. And again, reminding you guys and the public that this is because we received all the grant money this fiscal year for the projects that will be done mostly in next year. That includes the water project, phase 1 of the sports complex, the new city well, and also it will include some of the additional work that needs to be done because of all the damage from derecho. So that's the last page. Going back to the first page, as you can see, our general expenditures are going to exceed revenues this year and next year. That's something that you guys really need to start taking notice of right now. What it takes to operate our general fund, we're not receiving enough property tax to do that. So it's something that we can't continue to do each year in the future. You're going to have to make some adjustments. We will have some money coming in this fiscal year and maybe next fiscal year for reimbursements from FEMA, an insurance company, and other items because of derecho. And we did receive some money from COVID, but this is it's looking at a continuing pattern. There's going to have to be some adjustments made. I know that we thought we were going to be a profit as far as taking our police department to Mount Vernon. Yes, I do believe, in my opinion, it was a very good idea. It's going to be more of a wash than a savings, and that's mainly because all of the police benefits were paid, that we budgeted for, were paid out of a Fund 112, which is employee benefits, which we levied for. Since we are no longer levying for those benefits, that makes a difference there. Some of the other things that we look at is we do have money that we put aside for the sports complex and a few other things. But right now, that is operating in the hole, and that's something you guys are going to have to take a look at in the next few years and figure out how to adjust that to balance that out more. If you go down to 008, that's the sports complex, and there's what that is we borrowed money from ourselves to pay back through lost funds to pay for the land that we used to purchase the sports complex. So that's what that $48,000 is there. Going to the next page, Fund 020, that is the housing rehab grant that we did. So that's a wash. The money that we that we pay out for those housing rehabs, we get back in the grant. Going to the next page, 110, road use. Those expenditures extremely outweigh the revenues, and that's because we had received the money this year to do the repairs to Business 30, but we won't be doing those repairs until next fiscal year. The other ones pretty much speak for themselves. Local option sales tax, we will be taking in more than we're spending. But like in the past, we've used that money for emergency purposes, and it's really helped us do a lot of things that we wouldn't have been able to do without that money coming in. TIF fund, the money comes in that goes out, so that's pretty much a wash. If we want to go down to page 5, that is our debt service. That's where all of our, the end of 4 and page 5, that's where all of our bond payments are made. So those are pretty much a wash. Going on to page 6, if you go down to 337, that's what we anticipate. We've already received the grant, the GO bond for that, so there will be no revenue, but that's the portion of the sports complex phase 1 that we're going to be doing next year. Same with the next page 7, 338, that's the water line project. Bond payments were received this year, but we're going to probably do $500 worth of work next fiscal year. And same thing with 339, the city well. We received bond payments this year, but we'll do the project next year. So going down, it looks like everything is pretty good except for when we get to the sewer fund. The sewer fund will be operating a little more in expenditures than revenues. So that's another fund that you're going to have to watch in the future to make sure that doesn't continue from year to year. I think there was some things that Travis needed to do this next fiscal year that are one-time things, so we probably won't see that again, but that's a fund that, again, and I talked to Brandon, you guys are going to have to watch to make sure that we can balance that fund out a little bit more. So then again, on the back page is your total revenues and expenditures for next fiscal year. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them, or Brandon can try to answer them also.
Connie, just real quick, I want to see if I'm looking at this right. 338 is the water line rehab. So are we saying here, if I'm reading this right, that we took in $2.5 million last year, and we're going to spend $500,000 this year? When are we spending the rest of it?
It would probably be the next fiscal year, and Dave's on the line too, he can answer that, but we didn't anticipate that project being completed in the next fiscal year. And Dave, did you have a comment on that?
No, I would say that's correct based on the current timing and what we have to do in order to get through our paperwork with the IUP and with CDBG.
Yeah, we still are trying to get a $500,000 to $600,000 grant for that project that we're working on, and I think Dave explained all that to you at the last meeting.
Yeah. Okay, and then the sports complex, we got the 900,000, we spent 157. That's what left the 743, and we're going to spend that this year.
We should be. There should be ready to go out for bids on that project really soon now, so we're hopefully we'll get started on that this spring.
Okay.
So our new tax rate is 14.35.
And most of that is because of the debt service levy that we had to put in place to help pay for the bond payments. Some of the portion of it will be used for TIF. And if you remember, I know a couple times I've tried to explain to you guys when you wanted to use a lot of TIF. Every time you use TIF funds, it pulls from your general property taxes that you receive. So even though we did have an increase in property values for next fiscal year, the amount that we're getting in property taxes did not change much at all, and that's mainly because we are now using quite a bit of our TIF funds that we hadn't used in the past. So I think, don't quote me, but I think for like every $4 in TIF that you use, it pulls $1 away from your general property taxes. So that has an impact on the general fund also.
So Connie, 6 years ago, what was our property tax?
Pretty much about the same as it will be next year. But every year in between, we went down. So now we're going back up to where we were in 2016.
Do you have any questions? Need a motion to go to public hearing?
So motion. Second.
And a second. Sarah?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
Resolution 08-2021, approving fiscal year 22 budget.
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve, do I have a second? Second. Travis,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Resolution 14, 2021, approving agreement with Greenfield Township for fire protection.
This is similar to what we did last meeting with Pioneer. The Greenfield is the Jones County portion, so we just needed a resolution for their contract.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Travis,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Correspondence.
I just put the energy report. Again, it's probably due to weather and such, it's a little lower than normal, but it's there for your reading. And then also I included the school board minutes just so you guys could browse through them. One thing I am checking on, I proposed April 5th at 7 o'clock for the school board meeting. They approved 6 o'clock. Is that a problem if it is 6? I was gonna just check to verify because I told them 7.
Travis?
Yeah, if anything, I'll be a little late.
Okay, and that is here at City Hall.
Okay.
All right, city engineer report. Dave?
Yeah, the only thing I have to report on is we finished up the draft plans for the Highway 30, Business 30 resurfacing. We'll get those to Travis for review. Try to have something for council to take action on to set the date, public hearing date of the next meeting.
Okey-dokey.
Dave, did YTT reach out to you yet, reference sports complex?
I have not heard from them. I was going to see if I could find a contact in past emails and reach out to them.
I will email you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Public Works Director.
Got nothing.
Park and Rec Director.
I don't have anything tonight.
Nice. Police Department.
Oh.
Very short. Just wanted to let update council, if you haven't seen the squad cars yet, we have finished the rebranding of the squad cars with the new logo on there, our patches on the uniforms and stuff like that. So that's it.
Awesome.
And you're not gonna do the one.
The Tahoe we're not, yeah, it was because we'll transition that out here shortly.
How's everything going so far?
Excellent.
Fire chief's report.
I have nothing fire department related.
City administrators.
We interviewed 7 applicants for Public Works. We have reached out to 1 individual for hiring, and it'll be on the next agenda for that. Last Friday, I did walk around with EMC Insurance, which is a city insurance carrier, basically to go back through all the damage that we've had. It's pretty significant, and so we're starting the process of getting bids to get that all figured out. So one thing I would like to do is have a council meeting special meeting on Wednesday to approve a bid to get the dugout and the concession stand done at Bunning Field, so that way it can be ready to go for softball.
Is coming Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, the bid just came in today, so we have time to get it on this agenda.
Yeah, I got it about 10 this morning, so.
7 o'clock?
Yes, and
I thought we wanted
insurance,
to do it earlier.
I'm sorry, 5 o'clock.
Oh, 5 o'clock.
Travis,
Insurance,
we know that you probably won't be able to be here for that, right?
That's right, I won't be able to.
I can be here, but yeah, I will be a couple minutes late.
I'll be.
one thing, insurance did give the green light on it, so just FYI.
I need to have 3 members here.
I can be here.
Because Nate's gonna be.
I will be a little late. I will be a few minutes late, but I will be here.
If you need, let me know, I can just drive it to work. So,
That's your work.
5:15, Travis.
all right, I'll just dial in. I can just dial in from work before I come home.
Okay.
I guess I could do that too, if I can't.
We'll 5:15.
March.
I just don't wanna wait 2 weeks to get
Nope.
this started on this.
That makes sense.
Other than that, that's about it.
Okay, council report, Travis,
Nada.
Stephanie,
Nope.
John,
Well, it seems like things are starting to come back to normal. I see I think Sauerkraut Days is planning of taking place, and I see something about Chocolate Walk. When is brush pickup the next one? Is that the second Monday?
Is that
Brush is first week of the month.
Yeah, first week of the month.
First full week?
First, yeah.
Okay.
First Monday of the month.
Yeah, okay. That's all I have.
Sarah,
Drayton, are you still needing coaches? I was gonna volunteer to coach, but I don't need to now.
you just knew it was.
No, I literally have my name down. I was gonna do preschool, pre-K, because he didn't have a coach, and I thought, I'll take one for the team, I'll help him out. But he told me he thought he was full, so I just wanted to make sure that you were full.
2 teams now.
Travis, you are?
Available for the team.
You're the it for the team. If you need an assistant, don't call me. I'm spoken for now because Drayton told me that he's good.
He's got Jake, so he's good.
I don't have anything. That's
Alright,
all I have.
I don't really have anything. I just want to thank the county for helping Brandon get through the budget here. And I appreciate everything you've always done for us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Connie. You're
All right.
welcome.
New business possible, closed session pursuant to Code of Iowa Section 21.51I to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation and that individual requests a closed session. Who are we doing first? Marcia, would you like to go into closed session?
Yes, I will.